This week we read a double parsha, Behar and Bechokosai. With this, we also conclude the book of Vayikra, the book of Leviticus. While each of these portions is independent in content, one of the things most interesting about these two portions is that they seem to share a verse of blessing. Pretty much the exact words seem to be repeated both in Behar and Bechukosai. In Behar, while detailing one of the blessings Almighty God promises for observing His word, the verse states in Leviticus chapter 25, verse 19, "V'nosna ha'oretz pirya v'achaltem lo sova v'shaftem lo vetach aleha." And the land will then yield its fruit, and you will eat to satiety and live upon it securely. And then again in Bechukosai, while detailing one of the blessings Almighty God promises the Jewish people for observing His word, the Torah says in chapter 26, verse 5, "V'achaltem lachmechem lo sova, v'shaftem lo vetach ba'artzachem." You will eat your food to satiety, and you will live in security in your land. So it seems like this repetition is emphasizing this blessing, which begs the question. We understand the blessing of peace as well as the blessing to have everything in abundance. But we have other verses that bless us with peace and security, and we have verses that bless us with abundance and riches. Why the need to mix these two into one singular verse? And this is done not once, but twice. Why? They say the story of Yankel, who wandered from place to place without a home or a job. Every Friday, he would spend the last of his few collected coins at the bathhouse and barber. When he was all well-groomed, he would go to the most affluent shul in town and present himself as a respected business person from out of town. As the Jewish people are known for hospitality, Yankel would usually get a sumptuous Shabbos meal at the home of the wealthiest Jew in town. One Friday afternoon, he found himself in the city of Berlin and inquired about the wealthiest Jew. They told him Chaim the banker is definitely the wealthiest Jew, but he's also the stingiest. You never get a chance to eat the delicious meal that he serves you. How's that? Asked Yankel. Well, as soon as you take your first bite, he engages you in conversation. You begin to speak, and as soon as your eyes leave your plate, a waiter comes and snatches your food away. Well, this intrigued Yankel, and he came up with a well-thought-out game plan for making sure he gets to enjoy the delicious delicacies. Yankel came to shul and posed as a businessman from Warsaw and scored an invite to Chaim the banker's magnificent home. The Shabbos table was set with exquisite china, and the delicious smells emanating from the kitchen made Yankel's hungry mouth water. After Kiddush and Challah, the first course was served, a gorgeous piece of white fish stuffed with gefilte fish. As Yankel dug in with his fork, he hears the voice of his host booming from the head of the table. "So, Yankel, tell me, how is my cousin Aaron feeling? You surely know Aaron, the expert tailor on Noe Street in Warsaw." Yankel kept his fork embedded in his fish and held tight as he nodded somberly. "He's dead." "What?" shrieked Chaim. "Aaron is dead? How can that be?" He ran to the kitchen and shouted for his wife, while Yankel managed to finish his fish in comfort. After the shock wore off, they served the soup. After the first sip, the banker was quick to his old ways. "You don't happen to know my father's brother David, the silversmith, do you?" With the waiter poised to pounce, Yankel nodded again. "He died too." "What?" cried the stunned host. "How can that be? I just got a letter from him last week." He ran back into the kitchen to tell his wife the terrible news, while Yankel calmly finished his soup. The main course, with chicken kugel and beautiful side dishes, also saw the death of more members of the Warsaw community, each tiding throwing the banker into a frenzy. Meanwhile, Yankel ate his portion and some more. By the time dessert came, his host Chaim the banker got hold of the scheme. "What's going on?" he shouted. "Are you trying to tell me that the entire Warsaw has dropped dead?" "Not at all," answered Yankel. "All I'm trying to tell you is that when I eat, the whole world drops dead." Friends, this is the beauty and importance of the blessing in this week's Torah portions. The blessing of plenty and abundance is worthless without safety and security. When in life or death situations, the brain produces appetite-suppressing hormones, and glands pump out adrenaline to put eating on hold so your body can devote its energy to survival. Peace in your land is not only a blessing for the army. Your land is also your body. It's a blessing for personal tranquility as well. It's a blessing that enhances every aspect of life. Of what worth is bank accounts filled with money and storehouses filled with food without peace and harmony in which to enjoy them? When one, God forbid, hears terrible news or finds themselves in some other high-stress situation, their sympathetic nervous system kicks in, suppressing hunger pangs by slowing down your digestion. Calm and composure are the greatest blessing, for without them, the bread of plenty can still be bread of affliction. The Torah does not give half-baked blessings. Almighty God is clear. If you follow my statutes and observe my commandments and perform them, I will give you your rain in their time. The land will yield its produce, and the tree of the field will give forth its fruit. Your threshing will last until the vintage, and the vintage will last until the sowing. You will eat your food to satiety, and you will live in security in your land. This teaches us not only what to seek in a blessing for ourselves, but also how to bless others. Our blessings to others must be not only for abundance and luxury, but also for the good health and peace to enjoy it. I wish you a good Shabbos. Chazak, chazak, v'nischazek.